What's happening? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Grown Folk Talk. This is episode number 2. And I made it 2 weeks in a row. What do you know? Boss on his consistent shit. You dig? Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try to stick to a schedule. And I think it's gonna be Monday nights, man. Monday nights, well, it ain't too much popping on the tube in these YouTube streets, man. So yeah. And I'm gonna try to do it like an hour early. Because I know people gotta go to work in the morning. Hell, I'm one of them. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. Monday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Grown Folk Talk. This is season number 2. Second time around, man. Trying to do things a little different here. But we check out my people in the chat, see what's popping on this Monday night. I got a great show for y'all tonight. I got a couple of guests that might slide through tonight. I know one is, but I invited somebody else. We'll see. We'll see. Because I don't want to just talk or give you my opinion on these questions. And I know y'all do a good damn job of putting y'all thoughts in the chat. I want somebody to come up here and chat with me. You feel me? So we got Crucial K in the building. Crucial K put the strong on before the show even started. Salute to Crucial K. D-Love. My D-Love's in the building. What's going on, D? My bro, my Jada Arthur, who do have an album out right now. Make sure you go check it out on his page and all platforms. The Truth Form, Volume 2. A lot of bangers. When I say a lot, it's a lot. You understand me? Got a lot of songs on there too. But it's consistent throughout, if I say so. And my opinion matters. You did. Salute to my bro in the building, man. So yeah, man, we got a nice show tonight for you. Got a couple of topics. I know you see the topic that I have in the description. So why is the dating scene so bad? If you followed the original title, we're gonna get into that as well. I felt like that was one of the reasons the dating scene is so bad. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, stay tuned. Don't go no goddamn well. But before we even get into the main topic of the night, I like to warm the room up like I did last week. I think that worked well. So we're going to continue with it. And this week, I got 2 pre-topics, or should I say subtopics, before we even hit the main topic. So we might roll a little bit into the 2-hour time frame. So if you got to go to bed, I understand. Catch the replay. You feel me? So let's jump into this first. Matter of fact, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. It's something that I seen on Instagram, and I felt like it was something that could warm the room up. And I definitely need your feedback. So tell me what you think about what the bro Killer Mike say in this video right here.
Back to child support. I think the solution is this, and I'm out your way. 2 years. Young woman gets pregnant as a teenager, young man and woman get pregnant. This is the 2-year plan. First 2 years are debt-free. You don't have to pay the government anything back. So she doesn't get to drag him into court and the court doesn't say, you owe us money for investing in your child through food programs, through early Head Start programs. Because in those 2 years, the boy has the option, or not an option, he has the demand of the co-man to then go to a trade school. You have to go to a trade school, which incentivizes the United States to do it because we need more tradespeople. We don't have enough carpenters, we don't have enough electricians, we don't have enough people building roads. In my community, the girls are going to college and graduating. They have no men to marry because the boys are not going to college in the same way. My teachers were married to a tradesman. My teacher, who we call doctor, her husband owned the locksmith company.
So you heard that. Now, if I need to play it again, please let me know. He was trying to get in and get out. But I feel what he's saying. And that is maybe one of many solutions that we could come up with these issues. And the child support conversation, should I say. Let's take a look at the chat, see if anybody following what the homie Killer Mike just put down. Because I picked up what he put down. You feel me? I don't have those issues. And it ain't about me being able to afford child support. Because, for one, my oldest daughter, I put myself on child support. Taylor, my youngest, my baby mama respect me as a man, and she knows if I ask him, he there. So she feel like, what's the fucking need? Anything she need. So let's check out the chat, see what y'all talking about. D-Love say, I respect that because it gives both young parents a chance. Put that on the screen. And I'm glad you pointed that out because he is talking about the young parents, the youngsters who's out here, getting pregnant, having kids at an early age. That can be a burden. That can be very troublesome for someone in their teens. They haven't even begun to live their life yet. And one thing my mom used to tell me, and I'm pretty sure this is something that a lot of mothers tell their sons, boy, you better strap up. And she cared enough to tell you that for several reasons. My reasons was she wanted me to go to school. She wanted me to go to college. She know I was an athlete. My father was an athlete and he fucked up. He got a female pregnant. No, it wasn't with me. And it stopped him from going to school because she put him on child support. Now, we know child support from some females, and notice I said females, not women. They use that shit as a weapon, which is goofy. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm going to have to say that. But I understand for some, they have to do that for these bum-ass niggas who's not doing their job. But before I get any deeper, let me bring my bro up who just slid through the back door. Y'all know who it is from the bank channel. Y'all know we be rocking over there, BBP, in the lab. This is my homie, man, my bro, my ace, boom, coon. Oh, he already up here. I just got to change the format of my screen. Jizzle!
Yo, you hear me?
Yeah, what's happening, man?
Okay. I might have to hear that one more time because he was kind of talking fast on that. I don't like when people talk fast. Let me hear that one more time.
All right, for the bro, we're going to play it one more time for anybody else who may just slid in the door. Check it out. This is Killer Mike speaking on a possible solution. Child support.
Back to child support. I think the solution is this, and I'm out your way. 2 years. Young woman gets pregnant as a teenager, young man and woman get pregnant. This is the 2-year plan. First 2 years are debt-free. You don't have to pay the government anything back. So she doesn't get to drag him into court and the court doesn't say you owe us money for investing in your child through food programs, through early Head Start programs. Because in those 2 years, the boy has the option, or not an option, he has the demand of the co-man to then go to a trade school. You have to go to a trade school, which incentivizes the United States to do it because we need more tradespeople. We don't have enough carpenters, we don't have enough electricians, we don't have enough people building roads. In my community, the girls are going to college and graduating. They have no men to marry because the boys are not going to college in the same way. My teachers were married to a tradesman. My teacher, who we call doctor, her husband owns a locksmith company.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I had to go get my shrimp and my crab legs out the water. You feel me? So what you think, Jizzle? What's your thoughts on what you just heard, bro?
I heard three different things. The three things. The first thing that I heard, which was it sounds good, which was that there cannot be immediate action taken. Uh, we've heard about, immediately things happening like this where boom, baby pops out. Few months later, I don't know what is the incubation period for child support. That's one thing I don't. Is there, or is it as soon as the baby come out, she can get child support? Is that how it works?
I would hope that's not the case because I think you have a period of time where they can decide whether they're even gonna keep the baby. You know what I'm saying? So that would be stupid to actually start charging them as soon as she getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Then she like, I got your money, and then she get rid of the baby. So I don't know if that's the case or not. That's something I definitely would look up.
I mean, after she has it.
Oh, you talking about after she had? I thought you said as soon as she get pregnant. I was like, that'd be stupid.
I mean, like, soon as she has it, then she can file for child support. Is that how it goes right now?
I believe so, and I don't think it should be that way because you didn't even give the father an opportunity to even make a decision to be a part of this kid's life. I don't think it should work that way, but that's something I can't give you a yay or nay about.
Okay, yeah, and I agree with you on that because, like you said, it doesn't give the father any chance. And salute to the people. I ain't speak. I just came in here raw, but definitely salute to everybody. But yeah, that's the one thing. The first thing that I thought was it tackled one issue with that being the immediate child support. Now, along with that, comes the second thing, which is if you're not going to immediately do something, then the male has to take action.
Right.
And there was an act or an action behind, and the word he used was a command, which means that the man has to do something. And he said what the man should do, he should go into a trade. There should be some sort of, where he has to take steps to make himself viable to pay for this child or take care of his responsibility. So it gives him a 2-year period that he can get his shit together type of thing, which I think that's, I mean, is that insensitive to a woman if she knows that he's not gonna do this shit?
Hey, that's a great fucking question, but also, just in case for those who didn't hear, during that time of that 2-year period, the government is going to help her take care of this child while he
Wow, yeah.
is trade school. Now, what you just said, bro, I went through. You like, for the mother, do she feel like that is fair? Now, you also said if she knows he's not gonna do shit. I get it. My oldest child, my baby mama, I fucked around, got her pregnant, and my mom was gonna help me. I wanted to go off to college to better myself for her and the child. We were still together. She didn't want to hear that shit. She didn't want to hear that. You
Damn.
know, she rather me stay home, get a 9 to 5, work, and just take care of the kid.
See
She
that?
didn't see the bigger picture, bro.
Yeah.
I was an athlete, bro. So I get what you're saying, but sometimes those women, or should I say, young adults, because we was young at that time.
Some young adults, yeah.
Yeah, they don't see the bigger picture in someone who actually wants to do right by their kid.
Because it's a different, like, if you say, shit, I'm out here selling bootleg DVDs. What you talking about? Like, it really got some shit going type of thing.
Right.
And the third thing, we can get into that, but
Go ahead.
but yeah, basically it's like he actually put together a pretty good thesis, a pretty good premise for how he sees how things should go, which I respect him for doing that, because he wasn't just saying, this should happen. Nah, he actually laid out a pretty good, solution, which I definitely love solution based topics, solution based arguments. So the last thing he said was, well, and this was more of a comment, but and it goes along with the second thing he said, which is that more black women in our communities go to college than black men in our communities. And the actual statistic of that, I don't exactly know, but it would seem that way from viewing from my perspective and seeing who is going to further education. It seems that the women are more than men.
Right. I want to go to this comment real quick from D Love, and I think this is a very important comment and something to think about. She said, "How can you give something that you don't have?" I know these teenagers should make better decisions and be more responsible if you're gonna be out here having sex. I understand that, but at the same time, there's a lot of things put in place for people in these type of situations, whether it's um, welfare. They got
Lick,
TANF,
food,
all that type of shit. So if you're going to provide these services to help the mother, what about the father? He in a bad situation too, right? I mean, am I looking at this wrong? Because I know the mother is carrying the child. I get it. But don't automatically dismiss the father and say, oh, nah, motherfucker, you gonna pay. Because what happens is once the mother applies for TANF or any government assistance, they gonna find out who the baby daddy is, and they gonna automatically put his ass on child support, bro. And guess what happens? If he don't have the money, they lock his ass up. And guess what? She don't get no money. They still have to support her because he can't. He locked up. So tell me whether that makes sense, bro.
it's and that the fact it's an automatic thing, like to get this, we're gonna do this and look into this, and the fact that when they do find the father, there's nothing in place, no counsel there,
Right.
like actual counsel, like a social worker, that like how she got a social worker, or someone who's looking at her case. There's no social worker for the man type of thing. There's a person who's there to collect type shit, and that's it. And I think part of that has to do with just being a man, what we are. The system, I think, looks at us like we don't have to give you shit. You supposed to figure this shit out. Go figure it out. This is the world. This is the world we're in. It's not like that tough, not even tough love, because there ain't no love in that shit. But uh
So,
like,
so
yeah,
done just why is that done just because we're men though?
because that's just the role of a man. A man is supposed to figure it out. That, like, put your hands up. Hey, that's your court. If you can't do it, we gonna start these proceedings and all of this shit, this litigation, whatever it take to get it. But you got to figure the rest out, type of thing. That's what I see.
Yeah, it's hard being a man, ladies. Hey, be his peace, not his headache. That's all I'm gonna say because everything is stacking up against a man because we're men. And just I can't even fucking argue with nothing you just fucking said because that's the way the world is. You know what I'm saying? We have the weight of the world on our shoulders. And for the men out there that's trying, it can be stressful, man. So I like the idea. Let me just go to the chat real quick and salute the people that slid through the door. Nosy Bug's in the building. What's going on, Nosy Bug? Miss Young is in the building. What's going on? While I'm here, D-Love say being a parent is a full-time responsibility. In those 2 years, is he allowed time with his child? I'm pretty sure if that program that Killer Mike was just talking about, I would hope that would be part of it. A
Yeah.
kid need their father, right?
But the thing is, it's so crazy with family dynamics. You may not, he might, because that whole that 3-letter word fit. We could talk about unfit mothers, unfit,
True.
fathers. But I feel like if he's mentally straight and he's trying, then yeah, you can't just immediately throw that man on child support like that. Even if she is getting something, look into what the man is doing. Like I said, they got a social worker for one. There should be another same social worker should be handling the case for him, trying to get him up on his feet and shit. So
I'm with you on that. And that's something that I would love to see. But just like you said, just moments before, they expect for us to figure this shit out. Like, you ain't giving you no kind of fucking help, nigga. Get
just
it.
just support, like steer in the right direction. Like, so we ain't all just got perfect role models and perfect, support systems behind us. They say it takes a village, but if your village is out, thugging and drugging and shit, or if the support system just isn't there, it might not even have to be none as toxic as thugging and drugging. It might just be that there's nobody there, just the presence of somebody. So
and remember, we're talking about youngins, teenagers.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about people who having kids in their late 20s, early 30s, and on. We're not talking about them. We're talking about kids who just made a bad decision. So, if you have systems in place for these young mothers, have systems in place for these young fathers as well, because that gender shit ain't cutting it, man. I mean, because you making it harder for one and easier for the other, then you locking them up, taking them away from their kids. Tell me what the fuck that makes sense. It doesn't. Not to me anyway. But we gonna keep it pushing. We gonna keep riding out. We just warming up the room. I see, my people sliding through the door. I got one more topic we gonna hit on, but before we actually get into that, I'm gonna just play a quick little jam real quick, and we'll be rat. I said rat, nigga. Rat back.
Loud Astro.
I'm trying to see what you got going on. Somebody done did you wrong. Now you gotta start right back where you started at. And that don't mean that you gotta rebound. Just do you, just be easy, believe me. Baby girl, just do you.
Girl, you so beautiful, all the way down to your cuticles. It's stupid the shit niggas do to you. It's a blessing for niggas to view you, boo. These niggas insane, they some Fruity Loops. If I had the chance, I'd be doing you. With my pride to the side, I'm pursuing you. If you taking this ride, I put 2 on you. If you taking my hand, I'm not letting you loose. Them niggas some bombs, girl, I got the juice. Baby, relax and just focus on you. Your beauty and booty done told me the truth. You may not be feeling this, maybe you do. Girl, you are the reason I hopped in this booth. Shit, you know what a cop gon' do. Comfort, everything stops on you. I wanna lock you down, bring your vibes in the booth. You classic, keeping all eyes on you. And I can give a damn what the guys don't do. See, they ain't realize that the prize on you. When you hit a nigga phone, I'ma slide on through. And my ball in shorts, I'ma slide on too. And you know I'm bringing something you can ride on, boo. Let me be your pilot, I'ma guide you through.
I'm trying to see what you got going on. Somebody done did you wrong. Now you gotta start right back where you started at. And that don't mean that you gotta rebound. Just do you, just be easy, believe me. Baby girl, just do you. I'm trying to see what you got going on. Somebody done did you wrong. Now you gotta start right back where you started at. And that don't mean that you gotta rebound. Just do you, just be easy, believe me. Baby girl, just do you, do you. You can't sit around like boo. Gotta get your mind right, bounce back when the time's right. And I just wanna know, did you take a little time off? Take a minute, get back to this. Slow down, no activists. But it all comes with life and how you deal with it. The real feel it. You ain't gotta rebound, girl, just do you. Bounce back 20 times harder. Listen to the author. We ain't gon' steer you wrong, but still you grown. So look, do you? Hey, look at the situation in hindsight. What did you learn? Play with that fire, you get burned. This is the life. Every L is a lesson. Follow your heart, no second guessing. Run them numbers up. Don't be disappointed. Get your coinage out. Don't worry about it, baby girl. Just do you, do you. You can't sit around like boo. Gotta get your mind right. Bounce back when the time's right. I just wanna know. I'm trying to see what you got going on. Somebody done did you wrong. Now you gotta start right back where you started at. And that don't mean that you gotta rebound. Just do you, just be easy, believe me. Baby girl, just do you. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, that was Do You, man. From Bank Music Group. Of course, you hear who on the song. Ain't no doubt about it. It's your boy, Boss and Arthur. I'll be looking out for that new Bank project coming soon. But right now, TTF Volume 2. Out right now. Go cop that shit, man. Quit playing. But there's a comment I just seen Nosy Bug just put up. And I definitely want to speak on that real quick. Here it is. She said, a lot of young men who need help may be too embarrassed to ask for help in fear of being looked upon as being weak. Now, we're speaking of young men and we're talking to teenagers right now.
True.
Look, you put yourself in this situation. You don't have no damn other option. If you have an option to choose, I don't want to goddamn say nothing because I'm too embarrassed. Okay, then you should be paying child support then, since you feel like that. Bro.
Right. I feel you. Like I said, tough love. I feel you. But when it comes to it, be embarrassed to ask for help. I think as men, that's something we got bad. Just like
Right.
I think a lot of people in general, male and female, have that problem, but I think men have that problem maybe a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Pride, that is a big, I don't even want to call it a character flaw because having pride is not always bad.
Right, it's the context.
Right. It's the what the pride is, placed upon and how much you have for something that is really unnecessary. Go ahead, bro.
Because the thing with pride is shame and pride go hand in hand.
Talk, nigga, preach.
I just thought about that because if you think about it, there's shame that comes with disappointment or feeling like you've disappointed people around you or disappointed or feel like you being a statistic, or there's a lot of different ways that could come about when it comes to pride.
Right.
But that when it comes down to it, the shame of it is, I think, what stops people from doing that. for asking for that help because you feel like you bringing shame on yourself. You feel like I'm weak. I'm less than because I gotta ask.
So which one would you rather disappoint? Because in this case, like she said, they have too much pride to ask for help. But if you don't, you can end up locked up because you know, child support situation, or your kid goes hungry because you was too fucking proud to ask for fucking help. So now you're disappointing your loved one, your baby.
That's the key right there. There's no pride or shame that you should have in trying to get, provide for your seed. All that should go out the window at that point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, guys, for the young guys out there who, yeah, is sexually active. And I'm not gonna sit here and say, don't do it. Wait till you're married. Even though that's the right thing to do, I can't tell you to do that because I didn't fucking do it. You feel what I'm saying? But if you out here doing that and you find yourself in this situation, you have to understand now you are responsible for another life. So every decision that you make from here on out is going to affect this kid. So you have to make the best decision, not for you, for the baby, man. So I just wanted to say,
At that point of being a child, that's the thing. You said, you gotta make the best decision, but your mind isn't even fully developed yet. So can we blame or put shame upon someone who did, have a slipped up, they know what comes about. They know what happens when they put their dick inside of a woman. Like, so can we really like
I
blame
guess
much because they're not even their brain didn't even develop. Their body's developed, but their brain's not.
I guess it really matters of what when we talking about teenagers or what age. Or we're talking about 13 or 19. You feel what I'm saying? If you're 19, I think you understand the situation a lot more than a 13-year-old would who just entered their teens from a 19-year-old who's leaving their teens to go into their 20s. So if we're talking about a 13-year-old, then I agree with you what you said 100%. They don't understand. But if you're 18, 19, I can't give you no excuse, bro.
I
I
was,
know.
I went to Google and I, Google is Google, so they tell you what they tell you, but it says that the male brain is uh, not completely developed until 25, the age of 25. Uh,
So let me ask you this, man. Since you're gonna take it to this, I don't know if you remember when you was 18 or 19 years old.
oh yeah, I definitely yeah.
Do you feel like I know you don't have any kids, but if that was to happen, you don't think that you could take care of a kid at the age of 19, even if it takes for you to have to not go to college and get a job? You know, at the age of 19, what it takes. I got to get a fucking job. Baby need diapers. Baby need formula. Baby need this. Baby need that.
Definitely.
It's
I
common.
shit, I
That's common sense.
I stopped going to college just to, well, it's community college, but I stopped going to that just to take care of myself because I figured I was like, I'm sitting up in college, falling asleep, working 40 hours and trying to go to school at the same time. I'm falling asleep in class. I'm like, well, shit. I'm falling asleep on the job and in class. Well, shit. I'm gonna do the one that's actually paying my bills and not the one that's taking my money. Even though I had a Pell Grant, I was still shit. I had to pay for certain shit and gas to get there, and so definitely I made the choice even without having a seed. I made the choice to leave community college alone and take care of my bills.
So
Fuck
even,
around and lose your job.
even though the mind's not fully developed,
Right,
you made an adult decision to do what you did, right?
right.
So you can't give nobody no excuse, bro. I'm sorry.
I was just throwing that out there. You said because he's talking about the mind and psychology, and I'm just because I've heard that before that age 25, and Miss D Love did say that that's women and men. I thought it was just men, but she says women and men at the age of 25. But I feel like shit by 25, you know what I understand, brother. I ain't gonna lie.
D Love said I had my first at 19, and my mama told me, "Mama's baby, daddy's maybe." I think we all heard that. Meaning, regardless, I gotta hold it down. Absolutely.
So that I think that saying right there, and I'm glad she said that because I think that saying goes along with why the government treats child support how they do.
Facts. Hey, I was thinking it. I just ain't want to say it. I'm glad you brought it up. But you're right, bro. You absolutely right. Nosy Bug says the body, the flesh is ready. The mind and the mental not so much.
Right.
I get it. I get it. But I just feel like if you in high school at the age of 18 doing calculus and you can figure that shit out, I'm just leave that right there. I'm just leave that right there. Ms. Young said, I understand, D-Love. I was 17 with a child, an apartment, and still in school trying to finish. Plus, I had a job. It was very hard, but I did it. Thank you, Ms. Young. And that's what I wanted to say right there. It may be true that the mind is not fully developed, but it's the will to get yourself out of the situation that you're in. And not necessarily out of it, is to take care of the responsibility that you created. If you're willing to at least, how Cat Williams say, and you gotta try. If you fail, cool. You tried. They got systems in place. You're not being a bum out here. Hopefully you got parents that love you enough to help you, even though you fucked up and not gonna let you fall on your face. But some parents are like that. I don't even want to call them parents because I think that's fucked up for them to do that, even though that's not their responsibility to take care of a child you created. I understand. I get it. But I think for anyone that see you trying after you make this mistake, you deserve help. You wasn't being a bum. You tried. So that's my take on it.
Yeah.
So I know we spent a lot of time on this topic. I'm gonna move to the next one. I'm gonna try not to spend so much on this one, but I think the ladies are actually gonna want to talk about this before we get into, like we said, BBP, the meat and potatoes. Y'all check this out real quick. I had to add this.
No matter how old a man gets, he's always gonna have options. Younger, finer, fitter, willing, but they wasted all their time telling all these good men, oh no, you're not my type, and I need a man that's gonna do all this stuff for me. You too broke for me. Y'all brag about the fact that y'all don't cook. You brag about the fact that you're not cleaning for nobody. You brag about the fact that you're selfish. You brag about all these things that are contrary to what a man wants. What happens is they start approaching that wall. Once they are approaching that wall, or once they hit it, they already got kids. They're not in their prime anymore. And then they get frustrated. They try to convert other women and try to convince other women that they also don't need men, because now they no longer qualify. Now what are you left with? You're broken, used, washed up, your self-worth, your dignity, all of that done gone. Now what you gonna do? You love talking about yourself, and you could do bad all by yourself, and it's all about me, and because I'm the prize. Where are your results then? If you the prize, who the prize winner? If you the prize, where is the collector of the prize?
I'm gonna just say I don't like her.
Hold on. This is a great segue into the main topic, though. But go ahead, bro.
No, he said, if you don't, we was on the show the in the lab yesterday, and it's like she ain't did nothing, but you just don't like her. That's one of them for me.
Okay, you must be unseen her before, because that's my first video I ever seen her do.
But I don't like her.
Huh?
I never seen her in my life, but I don't like her.
All right. So, ladies in the chat, it's me and Jizzle up here, but she's a lady. She's speaking on some real shit. Jizzle don't like her. I love what she said. Lady, is she right? Is she correct in that video? Is everything she said, or are you gonna pick this apart? Jizzle, I
So,
gotta start with you because you up here with me.
so what I will say is about how long was that video? Like a minute?
A minute and 3 seconds. Minute and 8 seconds, I believe.
So what I will say is the first 30 to 45 seconds of the video, every time she said man, put woman. Every time she said woman, put man. Because that's what I listened to whenever I was anytime I had listened to these discussions, no matter if it's a man or a woman, I input the opposite gender into what they're saying and see if it still makes sense.
Did it? When
You can say
did it make sense?
when yes, I will say it made sense. Now I want to listen to it again because I want people to listen to it in that context that I just spoke about. Every time she says man, think woman. Every time she says woman, think man, and let's see if it still lines up.
Let's do it.
No matter how old a man gets, he's always gonna have options. Younger, finer, fitter, willing, but they wasted all their time telling all these good men, oh no, you're not my type, and I need a man that's gonna do all this stuff for me. You too broke for me. Y'all brag about the fact that y'all don't cook. You brag about the fact that you're not cleaning for nobody. You brag about the fact that you're selfish. You brag about all these things that are contrary to what a man wants. What happens is they start approaching that wall. Once they are approaching that wall, or once they hit it, they already got kids. They're not in their prime anymore. And then they get frustrated. They try to convert other women and try to convince other women that they also don't need men, because now they no longer qualify. Now what are you left with? You're broken, used, washed up, your self-worth, your dignity, all of that done gone. Now what you gonna do? You love talking about yourself, and you could do bad all by yourself, and it's all about me, and because I'm the prize. Where are your results then? If you the prize, who the prize winner? If you the prize, where is the collector of the prize?
I have to disagree with you, Jizzle. Because the things she was saying that women say, a lot of that, I would have to say 85% of that stuff you don't hear no man say, bro.
You say man say other things when it comes to material things. That part, that's why I said the first 30 something seconds or whatnot. But you it's basically the same shit, but you hear men say different things. It ain't, cooking this and that, and it boils down to, for a man, it's the monetary type things that I think would have been said. So I do agree with that.
Yeah, I feel, and I think the main reason I definitely added this and I couldn't skip by it was because it's going to lead into the meat and potatoes of this conversation tonight. And that's, do you provide, or the expectations that you have for your partner, can you fulfill those? And when we hear women say, I don't need, I can do this, I don't need a man. Yeah, the fuck you do. I think that word, pride, is what fucks up people's mind when the term need is placed in front of anything. I don't need.
Well, I mean, literally, does she need that?
No, when I'm speaking of a man. when they
Okay.
say I don't need a man.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
I mean,
Come to these simple things.
I don't want to get spiritual and all this shit because I can go deep with this, bro. Uh, but to continue life, to reproduce, yes, you need a man. Yeah, I know they can do like the brat and all this shit. Now we ain't doing shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like you want to be loved. If you don't want to be loved by a man and you want to fly straight, then you want to be loved by your kid. You can't have no kid unless you're gonna adopt. Somebody gotta have a kid. Now, it's really deeper than that. We're here to of course reproduce. But who the fuck wanna be lonely?
But
Who?
there's a difference between alone and lonely.
Oh, so you saying just having a cut buddy, huh? That what you
Well,
saying?
I'm just saying, I'm strictly saying there's a difference between being single and being lonely.
True.
You know, you're lonely, you're yearning for something. And when you look for things, sometimes you might not like what you find. So it's like, just go about it. Just take it easy. You might not need them right now.
Hmm. Let's hit this chat because the ladies are talking, bro. They
Yeah,
talking.
I see.
And the link is in the chat if you want to come up here. Ra, the creator, is in the building. What's going on, Ra? Let me go up to the, I guess, the latest post on this topic. Oh shit. Okay, that's not it. That's not it. Okay. Trying to find the one that's on this particular topic. All right. Nosy Bug says some men don't want a woman who cooks and cleans. Some do.
I would be I would be very curious to find that man who doesn't want. Now, there's a difference between not wanting something and not minding if she, because some women don't need to be in that kitchen. I'm gonna tell you that. You know, it's a difference between wanting something and not needing something. You can not need that. You know, we know how to fend for ourselves. I know I do. Shit, I did it for the longest. So I don't need a woman uh, to cook for me, clean for me. But I like when my woman does those things, and I feel like as a woman in her role in the partnership, in the shacking up, however you look at it, I don't care if you married or not. Shit, you know, I just think that I'm kind of old school like that. I like that. I don't need it, but I like it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. D Love say why she said YJ, a lady should know how to take care of herself first.
Yeah.
D Love say I'm old school. I rock with what she said. Nosy Boy say I'm old school South and totally disagree. She is Ryder Creator says she is speaking from her own experience. She tripping. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Ra also says she doesn't speak for me. D Love say I believe in natural order. I will never be a man. Of course not. Ryder Creator says she sounds like she is running after every man. Okay, I'm gonna have to play this one more time because I'm trying to understand.
I think the reason why they said that is because in these social media, these different avenues and blogs, you have women who are pick me's who, they will say things to that they know that men like to hear, and they will say those specific things to appease men. So I think that may be where that came from.
So being what you said, there's no truth to what she said. You think she just
No,
capping
no,
right now?
no, but I'm not gonna it just balance. I'm not gonna sit here and act like there's not women on social media who will say these things because they know men like to hear these things.
But you don't find no truth in what she said, even though what you just said may be the case. You know,
I didn't say I didn't find no truth.
say
It's some
that.
truth. It's some truth in it, but on the other side, that comes along with discernment. I guess, and trying to decipher if this is really how she, or is she just up here on social media saying this. And I don't know who she is, so I would have to discern whether I think she's being, 100 about her views and perspective. I would have to watch more of her.
Does it matter?
Doesn't matter what.
If she's capping or not. If what she just said to us is the truth, does it matter that she's saying it just for clout?
I think so. Because if she can't cook a bowl of rice, then she ain't got no business up here talking that shit like that. Like she could just go in there and fry chicken and cook the world up. Like she's just that big. She's that. I don't want to. Not let me not say that, but like she's just that. She's that. She's her. Like how they say, I'm her.
Right. Okay. I just want to ask that. Certified World Media, what's going on? How you feeling? Thank you for joining us. Going through the chat. D-Love said adults should be independent, know how to take care of themselves. D-Love is on that independency. I feel you, but it's great to have somebody to have your goddamn back. Trust me. I
Right.
know. You feel me?
I'm gonna tell you now. I don't like cleaning bathrooms.
I don't either, bro. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
I had this conversation with two different coworkers of mine cleaning the bathroom, and they're actually the coworkers. They don't even speak English. They're one's from Colombia and the other one's from Mexico. They're women, in one is in her 60s and one is in her 50s. And I asked them both. I said, does your husband ever clean the bathroom? That's why I like working with people who are from different cultures, cause just to see and pick their brain. Never. They would not allow their husband. They both have husbands and kids, big families.
Say that again. You said they will not what?
They will never. They wouldn't allow them to. Like you talked about pride. Their pride as a woman, they will not allow their. If he walks in there and starts to do it, they're gonna say, no, stop. What are you doing? Like that they feel like that's their role. And that's kind of on an extreme level. And of course, I said, one was 60 something and been married. They both been married over 20 years. But I thought that was interesting because I said, shit, I do not like cleaning that motherfucker.
I don't find that shit extreme at all, bro. I love that. I love that. Hey, if I see the bathroom a little messy and it's been messy for a day or two, I said, man, fuck this. I'm gonna clean myself. And she grabbed my hand like, nigga, what the fuck is you doing? Well, I'm cleaning the bathroom because the shit been dirty. I got it. Hey, okay, high fucking five. If a man is busting his ass working on a daily basis out in the field, he shouldn't have to come home and clean no goddamn bathroom in the first place. So I'm with who. Oh, let me shut up, man.
What goes with that is I'm not gonna clean it how she gonna clean it 9 times out of 10. So in the first place, if I do it, she ain't gonna like how it's done. So so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know how to clean. I know how to cook. Like I said, I live by myself. I have to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, when I was growing up, watching my mom cook, she told me, "Hey, you a picky little nigga. You better learn how to goddamn cook, because you get your own home, cook what you like. You gonna be ass out of luck."
Mm-hmm.
And she was right, because I just don't eat every goddamn thing everybody cook. Not even her. She was the best macaroni and cheese fucking cook in our family, probably in the city of Brunswick. Guess what? I don't eat that shit. I don't like macaroni and cheese. Don't fucking judge me. Not one of you motherfuckers in the goddamn chat. Don't y'all judge me. I don't like macaroni and cheese. And she's like, I should take your goddamn black card. I'm like, man, what the fuck you know about a black card? But she was right. You better learn how to do it yourself. And I haven't met a woman or dated a woman yet. And I'm proud to say it. Y'all might disagree. Y'all might think I'm capping, but I ain't. I haven't met a woman who cooked better than me yet. Yeah. Yeah.
That's another topic.
It is, but I had to say it. All right, so we ain't gonna push on this too much further because I know we're getting deep into the night. And still keep the comments coming, man. I definitely appreciate it. We're gonna definitely try to catch up with them as we continue the show tonight. But the main topic of the night is why is the dating scene so fucking bad? Why? We can blame it on so many different things, and I know the main thing is social media. I know that's gonna come up. But before we even go into those things, Jizzle hit me up like, man, I'm gonna be at your live because of the name that I gave the live originally, which was, are you living up to the expectations that you have for your partner? And we just had a big discussion on what that young lady just said. And I feel like it ties into this and it leads us into this conversation.
Right.
Because we all, whether you're a man or woman, we have expectations. And before we even get to the expectations, you have to be attracted to them first and foremost, right? So that's the easy part. But when you expect, and I have to go back to when I said I don't agree with you, Jizzle, women have these expectations. And I think their expectations are not realistic for who they are as the individual. Not all women. But we talking about this little thick little chocolate or red bone chick from the projects have no fucking common sense, but she is finer than a motherfucker. But she expect for her man to have 6 figures, nice car, nice crib,
Okay.
all his shit, and she just piped up in the projects.
So when it comes down to what you just said, you mentioned expectations. We were just talking about roles in relationships and uh, a man and his will to provide. So if a woman does have an expectation that a man should be doing certain things, providing on a certain level, and that can get a little crazy because when you go into 6 figures, you look at black men who make 6 figures, you dealing with a smaller percentage, even when it comes to men in general, uh without even being black, white men who make over 100,000 a year, you dwindling down your prospects at that point.
Right.
Uh, so you got the female has to understand that as well. But when it comes down to it, if traditionally, if women expect or their expectation is that a man is providing at a certain point, how can we sit and say we expect certain things from like on a cooking and cleaning level, and then when it comes to a man's role, ours is a little bit different because it's monetarily, but it's still an expectation. Can we really just beat up on a woman for having a certain expectation?
Just I'm really shocked to hear you say that because after the conversation we have backstage about certain things, that's definitely surprising to hear you say that. But it goes back to what I said earlier. You know, men don't have these expectations. I'm gonna tell you my expectation. I feel like it's the expectations of a man. But before I do that, I need to pour me a cup. Y'all sit tight. Yeah. So to pick up where I left off, I think when it comes to a real man, and this is just coming from boss, I can't speak for all men, but this is the only thing that makes sense to me. Only thing a man really requires from a woman is companionship and somebody that loves him. Remember, I said a real man. Somebody that loves him just as much as he loves her. All these exceptions or expectations that some of these females, I'm gonna use that term, some of these females use of what they looking for, I think Jizzle touched on this earlier, it's materialistic shit. If you can't go get it for your goddamn self, why are you expecting somebody else to do it for you, bum? Yeah. Because that term bum is used towards a lot of men who are broke, but they busting their ass to get it. But they might not be living up to your expectations. Don't make him a fucking bum. It makes you a bum because you can't go get it your fucking self. Find the lie. Go ahead, Jizzle. Let me stop. Cause I had to get that shit off my fucking chest, bro. I'm sorry. Real
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. You know, when I think when it comes down to it, the effort has to be accounted for.
Most
The
definitely.
bottom line is different from the effort.
Right.
The bottom line and what it says on his W-2 doesn't reflect hustle.
Right.
If he hustled for that 50K, if he hustled for that 40K, 30K, then that has to be accounted for. And you gotta look as a woman, I think you just gotta look to see if that's doable.
Right.
If that's not doable, some women, you know, they grew up a certain way, have certain expectations from, you know, maybe her father was who knows what he did and how he provided and how she seen a man provide. And if it's not on the same level, if she can accept that, then that's that decision she has to make. But she can't down that man. She just needs to gracefully, hey, look, I know you've been doing your thing. I'm out here. I really I just don't think it's gonna work. Yeah, do that. But don't run that man through the ringer like that.
Right. Let me ask this because it crossed my mind when you brought up, you know, she see her father and how he take care of her mother. And her mother has been nothing but a housewife, but that's acceptable to her father. If that's what she's seen all her life, she's never seen her mom work. Is it? And I want to play both sides of the fence. I want to be fair.
Hold on real quick.
Okay. Let me hit the chat real quick while my bro come right back. I probably missed comments.
My
But
bad.
if you miss your comment, feel free to jump up here, man, because you know the show going and I'll be missing them. So go ahead, just.
My bad, man. My shit started glitching out. I couldn't even hear you. You go ahead.
But what I was saying is it fair for a female who was brought up in a 2-parent home who watched her mother, you know, be a housewife, and that's all she's done. Daddy spoiled her, and I hate to even say spoiled her. Her responsibility was to take care of home, and that's what she did. And now this daughter feel like, shit, I don't have to fucking work. My dad took care of my mom. So her expectations for her man, her future partner, is the same thing, like you said. She seen what her father did, so that's what she expected. So does that kind of change?
Well, I don't. And one thing I don't want to do is act like being a housewife is nothing. Or
No,
if
definitely
she
not.
takes care of the household and she pays all the bills, she got access to the account, so she can pay. Like she's good at accounting, budgeting, these things. Some men aren't good at it. Some men are. There's a difference. I think when we say housewife, if she was at that point where she's seen her mother doing a lot in the household and she's seen what her father did, and just you not matching up to that, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, because I just went hard. I went hard on those females who their expectations is for this man to be this man, and it could have been the simple fact because that's what they seen from their father. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I want to be fair to those females who grew up in a two parent household, who seen their father take care of their mother all her life. So that's what she expects for her man to do, and it's gonna sound fucked up, but she don't know. But it's like, what the fuck did my mama offer my father, and she still got everything she fucking wanted. So she feel like I can do the same fucking thing, just look pretty. You feel what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, but I think as an adult woman, you can't have that mindset.
But
It's,
hold on now, because we all talk about how we was brought up and what we saw. When we talk about crime and all that type of shit, this is what we came up in, so this is what we expect. What's the difference now?
the difference is it's a lot of women who didn't see that from their father. I think it's just a difference. There's some women who seen it, some who didn't, but neither one can just say just because I seen this is what I'm gonna need.
Mm. I feel you. I'm with you 100%. I wouldn't rock with that way either. But we
Right.
know, I know, New ain't in the building, so
Yeah.
I ain't gonna roast him. But this is a conversation me and him had, not on this particular conversation, but it's similar. Like, this is what the fuck I grew up seeing. So this is what the fuck I expect. Nah,
So
common
it's a
sense.
so it's a two-part answer there, because then you got to give two answers for the woman who didn't see that from her father and the woman who did see that from her father.
But what you just said, it doesn't matter. Either one, you shouldn't be thinking like that. And
Either
that's
I
what the
feel
fuck
like, and that's my view on, just like we talked about the environments and black men and what they end up doing if they, back and forth to prison their whole life. Me and you, we both say on that topic that after a certain point, a man should know, and a man has to get into a mindset of, it doesn't matter how I came up, I got to be by my shit.
right.
You got to handle up at a certain point in time.
What up, the Healing Channel in the building? What's going on? Let me go to the comments because I know I done missed a lot. I know I missed a lot. If you see anything that you want to comment on, feel free to do so. I just need to catch up where I'm at.
Yeah.
Uh, my main expectation, this comes from Ryder Creator. My main expectation is to truly respect me, and that's hard to find. That's fucking sad.
Keyword true, though.
That's not towards you, Raw, but that's fucking sad. You can't find a man that respects you.
But
Yeah,
truly, that keyword truly, that's why I said that.
break it down then. So, why
Because
did you make that statement, bro?
I say keyword truly because there's a difference between respecting someone on the surface and truly respecting someone.
Rod,
That, that's
The link is in the goddamn chat. So I would say. Um, D-Love say disrespectfuls get noodles straight up. Okay.
food combo.
you heard what she said about your cooking skills. Who said anything about my fucking cooking skills? Because you can't
on.
fuck with me. um, let's see what else. D-Lo said, my mama, aka grandma, was a housewife, but my mom wasn't, and my pop still does double time.
Working.
Work, busting this goddamn ass. That's that old school. Christy, what's your take on this? Did I miss somebody named Christy in my chat?
Christy Hartsfield came in question mark. I don't know what that was about. So I think Rod kind of looking with the side eye, like what that question mark was about. You ain't even say nothing. No, came in
Okay.
here. Nah, just
I'm with you on that because I don't know. Yeah,
what,
because he loves just gave me the goddamn the deuces.
yeah, it's all love over here, man. You know.
D-Lo said, I think if we take off the stipulations of, I guess to say social media, there's hearts in a way I can't see it. Do you see what I'm reading? Because I can't read that. I can't see that part because it's damn. Y'all know the little heart that be in the damn corner and shit. I can't see what the fuck it say. Let me scroll
If, I
down.
think if we take off stipulations of society and do what works best for you as a couple, then there's success. And that's what I think. I don't think there's any clear cut. Just this is how it is. A man do this, a woman do this. It's not. There's no clear cut answer to any of this, and that's one thing I do want to say because it can sound very pretentious if we just say a woman's got to do this, a man's got to do this, because equally yoked doesn't always look the same for every two people on this earth. You can be equally yoked in a lot of different ways, and it can work. Y'all can make it work if y'all really want to, I think.
So there's no, and I definitely try to stay away from it. There's no guidelines that we should be following that'll help your relationship be successful. There's no such thing as this is what you should do in your relationship.
I think they're more cliche than what we're talking. I think they're more cliche, like in the way you speak to someone when you have a disagreement, how you all handle things. I think they're more cliche and they're not as entertaining to talk about. You see what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be some very mundane, just human interaction things that we talk about when we go into that discussion. Just simply how you present a disagreement. When there is a disagreement, how you handle it, like things like that.
Of course, and those are things that's going to happen during the course of a relationship. But what I'm speaking on is, I guess, the quote unquote. I try to avoid this. What the words say, bro.
Okay.
For a man, if he's spiritual and he reads the Bible, he knows the word. Same thing for a woman, and we talked about this in the last live. He's the leader. There are some women who just can't allow that to happen. And we know that to be true. Especially with the shit we see today on social media, whether they skits or not. I think some of them motherfuckers be true. So if it's made out, if it's planned out how you should approach a relationship, should I say, and you choose not to, and the relationship fail, is it because you did not follow the guidelines? You get what I'm trying to say, bro?
Think so. I think so, and I think the guidelines would have to be defined more. But I kind of think just from our discussion up here, I kind of think I know what you mean when you say the guidelines, but
Yeah, I mean the guideline. Okay, the man is the head. He should lead, but what we're seeing right now, and the topic is: are you living up to the expectations that you expect from your partner? And some of these people are expecting something that they can't deliver, and for two, shouldn't even be expected, especially if it's coming from a woman to a man, because the man is the head. He leads. Now, ladies, let me say this right now. When I say a man that leads, I'm talking about a man that loves God more than he loves you. I'm not talking about somebody who just love you because your sex is good. It's a difference. You understand? So if you have that type of man and you still choose not to let him lead, to me, that's just disaster in that relationship.
so do
You
you think you can replace? You said what?
that relationship's not going to be successful.
So do you think you can replace when you say God, and it kind of it goes spiritual. So can you replace the word God with peace?
No, can't.
If he respects the peace of the household, or if he loves peace in the household more than he loves you, can you replace it? Can you replace that?
No, can't.
Okay.
Because that there is an order, and you can't say you love this woman, or a woman can't say she love this man if she don't love God. It's impossible. It's impossible.
So
So
if you love,
I can't replace those words, bro. I can't.
so and I know it's hard to do. I know it's hard to do. But I'm just so if you love God more than her, doesn't that mean that you love peace more than her?
I see what you're doing, Jizzle, but I'm not gonna replace the word, but I get what you're saying. But I will not replace that word with
Okay.
peace. Replace it with
Try-
God. No, I can't do it. Can't do
I tried, people.
it. I can't do it. I can't do it because the Almighty. You should love nothing and nobody, and peace is something. And you can't replace peace, God, with peace. You can't do that. I understand what God stands for.
Which is
I the genuine love, because I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That's the only person that loves you genuinely. If anybody say they genuinely love you, they lying. I'm sorry, it doesn't exist for
so.
human.
So when you get off the phone and you say, "Okay, I love you," and then she say, "I love you too," that's just all cap.
No, I said
Okay.
you got to add the word genuine in front of it, because you
Okay.
you got to add genuine. I genuinely love you. People feel like they genuinely love you until there's something placed in front of it. Like, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. But there's some things that can happen that make you
Condi-
fall out of love with this person that you say
condition,
you genuinely love.
a condition, like conditional love.
That's gonna be a condition. Cause you might say, you put your motherfucking hands on my child, I will fucking kill you. You don't kill nobody you love. You don't. You fucking don't do it. You
That
don't
means
do it.
you love your child. So do you think you should love your child more than the spouse?
You don't supposed to. Man, let me get off this, man, because you finna take me there. You finna take me there, Jizzle. You finna take me there, bro. You don't. It's an order. It's an order. Let me look at the chat, because I know there's gonna be some people probably disagreeing with me right now. But if you disagree with me, that's
He's
your
probably disagreeing with me more on this one.
opinion. Let's see. You sounding shady, Blake. How am I sounding? I bet you won't hit that link. Come on,
Okay.
Rob. Come
See
on,
that
bro.
hey, you don't know what she's talking. To be fair, because
What have I said in this whole conversation we had that
it might have been one sentence that she disagreed with, and that might have made us type that. So you had to know exactly what she's talking about because we've been up here talking. We were saying a lot. So
you're right. You're right. I'm gonna keep scrolling. D-Los, I think we take off. Oh no, I didn't read this. I think if we take off the stipulations of society and do what works best for you as a couple, then there's success.
yeah, that's the one that got. That's the one that we was talking about. It's gonna take some other things besides
Uh, Ms. Young said my dad wanted us to work, not dependent on man. He worked 2 jobs. I started working at 14. He taught us to stand on our own 2 feet. The man still have to do what he needs to do. That's just what a man does. At the end of the day, especially if we talking about a man from the old school, that's what he know. That's what he was taught. And we touched on this earlier. Like, if this is what you know, that's what you do. And that's why, like, when we hear these conversations or have these conversations with New or Dot, and I say, I'm not going to disrespect my ancestors, that's why I say that, because this is what they taught me. And if they're wrong, I'll take that. But you're not going to tell me they're wrong because I'm going to get fucking mad. That's why I stay away from fucking conversations, because you think I'm going to believe you. I just met you. And my growing been in my life my whole life. So I rock with my ancestors. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. D-Lo say, right, YJ, but still believe in natural order. And that's all I was just trying to say. There's a natural order that God created. You can't break it. You can't break it.
and I'm on the fence about that. I'm on the fence about that. I will say.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
I'm on the fence about that because the power of communication and just two people being able to interact and be in the same space together peacefully. There's an order, the order that was put forth, and this is like you said. We don't usually talk about religion, but what I will say, or let me not say religion. We don't usually talk about spirituality, but what I will say is there's something to be said for compromise, compromise, communication, and understanding human emotion. And those three things alone, I think, without anything else, will make a relationship last.
I get that. Um, I'm gonna keep that comment because I'm gonna
It's
keep
kind
my comment because I get what you're saying,
yeah, I know.
but there's something inside of that person who understands what you just said that brought them to this point in their life to allow them to do that. I'm gonna leave that alone. Leave that alone. Ross said, I don't look to the Bible as the Holy Grail because God did not write it. Man did. God's love doesn't depend on a woman submitting to a man. So it sounds like Rod don't believe in the spiritual order. Okay. Listen,
You
I'm
know
not
how
trying to,
so
huh?
so that's what it's gonna go into a whole different discussion if we go there, and
Yeah, we gonna bring it back to the left. So how we got to this point is the question, first, why are relationships so bad? Why are they not the way they used to be? And the original question under my video was, do you, I guess, provide your partner what you expect of them? And today, I don't think that happens. I think the expectations are out of this world. I
What
think
I
most of it is materialistic as well. Go ahead, bro.
what I will say, uh, I guess in conclusion, what I will say about the original saying, what you expect in a person, do you put forth the same? If you do, then if you are doing that, then the dating scene, it's not gonna look bad. It would not look like that if you do, uh, put that same hustle, put the same energy into it as you expect your partner, and that's to assume that that's the ultimate goal. And I've heard you say that before. How are you out here even dating if that's not your ultimate goal? Is to find one partner.
All right.
We have to assume that that's from jump. We would have to assume that that's what it is.
Yeah. And that's not always the case. A lot of people like it was told to me, which was a fucked up thing to say to your husband. Sometimes people in your life for a season. Isn't that some fucked up shit to say to somebody that you're supposed to be living the rest of your life with, right? But that's another topic. But it is what it is. Like Jizzle said, if you are, and I feel like this, if you're providing what you expect, you don't even have to say it. They can see it. They know what you're about.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I said, I think on one of the last lives, when a woman, matter of fact, I said in my last live, when a woman step in the building, step in the room, she don't have to say shit, but she demands respect, and you see it. You will not disrespect this woman because how she carry herself, how she speaks, you're gonna give her that respect. Unless you just one of these hoodlums who just don't have no manners at all. And you're not in her category or her level anyway. When we talking about somebody you want to date.
Right.
So, yeah, man. But I ain't gonna hold you up, bro, man. I appreciate you for sliding up here. I'm gonna go ahead and shut things down, man. You got any final words when we get up out of here? Anything you want to say? Shoot your shit, bro. You know what it is, man.
Yeah. Hey, salute to the people. I just came up here to talk my shit real quick. We're gonna be back at it with the on the bank channel and whatnot. Uh, Most definitely the music every Friday. If you ain't got your notification bells on for the Bank Music Group, definitely every Friday you gonna hear something. You gonna hear something from us. So
Yes, sir.
definitely get them bells on for the Bank Music channel. Salute the brother boss man Blake up here doing his thing, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. Definitely good discussion as always.
Yes, sir. So appreciate you, man. And
Yeah.
yeah, y'all check in with us on the bank channel, man. Appreciate you, Jizzle.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna holler at
All right, man.
you. Yeah.
So hopefully, we got to everybody's comments. I know they was coming in, and I might have missed a few. If I did, don't blame my heart. Blame my sight and my mind, because so much going on. Topic got a little deep. But we back. This is Grown Folk Talk, man. I want to thank all of you, beautiful, lovely ladies, for tuning in tonight. I'll be back. We're going to do this every Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. Again, True Form, Volume 2, out right now. Go copy it or go run the numbers up on whatever your favorite platform is. But before we get up out of here, you know I gotta rock out with a song. And I don't know what I'm gonna play, but I'm gonna play something. But again, I thank y'all for tuning in, man. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Protect your peace, man. That's all I got. I'm gone, man. Then you would approve the fact that I'm choosing you. But sometimes that noose will come loose. That be the point that you don't have a clue. Just take it off, cause you know what to do. The love that she needs, she don't want it from you. Pimp, don't be a fool. Cause deep down inside, you know that you're gonna lose. So what is the purpose of you making moves? When it's a purpose to make you a fool, you still calling her boo. But it's the fact that you love her. You love her so much you attached to her mother. A little girl, you love her just like your daughter. But she don't believe in that spiritual order. You don't know what you're gonna do. You really confused. You know what to do, but you don't wanna choose. You're so deep in love, but you got all the clues. If your decision is so, you gon' look like a fool. You see all the proof, but you giving excuses. The fact that you choosing got you looking stupid. You must uncrack your medulla. If you think you are the loser, what you been given that she will not do. Don't be believing that Cupid gon' make you a move. Go take you a cruise and make you a new. Know that that lady gon' do what she do. And it will not be her fault, she gon' say that it's you. Know what you bring to the table, my nigga. If you were confident here, then say it, my nigga. Why in the fuck is you scared, my nigga? Bring a whole lot more than the third leg, my nigga. Let's get this bread, my nigga. And man, you gotta know your worth, man. Man, y'all know I gotta end the night with something real nasty, cause I'm a nasty. Nah, bullshit. I'm going.